Happy Friday. Hope you all have had a good week. Wanted to go live today with my 5 on Friday, and hopefully something I say will be an encouragement to you. So anyways, it is a cool, blustery day here. Only in like the 30s. It's very cloudy, as you can see, and very dry. It's been another week of pretty much no moisture. So anyways, definitely the January doldrums. But anyways, I wanted to tell you guys, I forgot to tell you last week, 2 weeks ago actually, we had a fire here, a really big one at a new build. It was a new community of a new condo community, like condos, apartments kind of thing. And somebody, it was arson, and somebody tried to burn it down, which was horrible, and it was a humongous fire. It was 2 weeks ago on Friday night, and it happened while it was happening. My husband had been outside grilling some lamb on the grill, and he turned it off and come in to eat, and all of a sudden there was a fire out there at the exact same time as this big, huge 5-alarm fire that was not very far away from us either. And thankfully I saw it. I just happened to turn around, and I hadn't shut the blinds because the grill is up against the house. And what had happened is the lamb had so much fat on it that it had dripped down onto the gas line and burned a hole in it. And even though it was off, it had started a fire, and he had no idea. And it was a miracle. It was a real miracle. God is in the details moment that I saw it. And we were able to get it out, because if it had been next to the fence, whole fence would have gone up. But the thing is they had so many fire people working on this other fire. I don't even know if we would have gotten somebody here to help us. So anyways, a huge, huge blessing and gratitude that I was able to see that when I did, and we were able to get it out, even though my husband tried to put it out with a glass of water, believe it or not. And it was a grease fire. Thankfully, I had some fire extinguishers, and we finally got it out. But anyways, I forgot to share that with you last week, so I wanted to share that, and let me know how the weather is where you guys are. Would love to know. Anyways, moving on. Number 2, day 833. The body of Ran Givili is still in Gaza, but I did hear this morning that they are trying to move forward with the second phase of the plan, but Trump has told them that they will not move forward until his body is brought back. So hopefully that will help to get them to bring it back, to find it or locate it. Well, actually, I think they know where it is, but anyways, just get it back, and they can move on to phase 2 of that peace plan and move forward. And then, of course, what's going on in Iran, which is horrible, awful, and terrible. Of course, we don't have real actual numbers, and still on a blackout, so we don't know for sure exactly what's going on, but it sounds horrible and awful, and we just have to free Iran. You've got to free those people. Those people have got to have freedom. It's just so awful, so please pray for that. And of course, for this country, because we need a lot of help here too. Number 3 is mom. That's going to be like a big topic today. New problems, believe it or not, still more problems. We went in on Monday. The visit was not very good. She was in the activity room. She had a mask on. Actually, it wasn't on. It was around her neck. And I was like, why does she have a mask on? They said she was coughing and sneezing, and then all these people kept saying, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm sick. The activity director was like, we're all sick. I was like, oh, my God. I felt like I was in a petri dish. Anyways, they were doing karaoke, but nobody wanted to do that. So we got her out of there and tried to find just some sort of private space, which is just impossible anymore. And she would not eat or drink on her own. I had to hold the cake pop for her. She ate half. I had to hold the drink up for her. I think I got her to hold it once. I sang the song, which she did like, so that was good. Not a good visit. But anyways, Tuesday, the CNA went in to give her a shower. And then I got a phone call from a nurse over there saying she had a quote scratch on her torso, on her side of her body. Anyways, then thankfully he got the shower done. He said she was not in a good mood, but got it done. And then, sorry about Zoe. Anyways, so then he got that done. But then I got a phone call again from a nurse over there telling me that that she's the one that told me it was a scratch, this nurse. Anyways, I got a phone call again from the hospice nurse later that afternoon saying they contacted her about it, also claimed it was a scratch, which is very odd, but she had also finally gotten some records from the doctor over there who finally went to see her, and those records were had information in them that were also unbelievable, that they had put her on a medication without telling us, either one of us, that she had supposedly been complaining about stomach pain, which she never complained to us about, that she gained 7 pounds, and and that she's not declined in a year. Crazy, so crazy. So anyways, I waited until the next morning till she saw her, and I got a photo of this quote-unquote scratch, which is a full-blown wound. There is absolutely no way that was a scratch. That is a major wound. And I was livid, so I once again called the GM, who told me I was to call if anything else happened. I got a voicemail, and then he sent me a text that he would call me back, which he finally did. And he pretty much knew what was going on, which was interesting. And they claim it was from the bolster that sits on the wheelchair that they're not putting on correctly. They're putting the strap over the Velcro, and that the Velcro is what has now cut her and made this wound into the side of her body. Not sure I believe that. She's had this thing for a year. She's had this bolster for a year, so that seems a little odd to me. And I told him about the discrepancies in documentation from the doctor and that they've been giving her medications without our approval. So he went to talk to her about that and claims that she was on that medication since last year, and she was not, because we took her off of it and she put her back on it and didn't notify us. And it's not even for the fact that it's a medication that could hurt her. It's the fact that nobody should be giving her medication without our knowledge, or us saying that it's okay to do. And then as far as the decline, she basically said there was no decline because she needs to have to say that to keep them on the Aricept, the Alzheimer's drug that she's on. That was their excuse for that one. And just more excuses again. Anyways, they claim they're getting the wound care doctor involved this time to treat this wound, and we'll be following up on Monday. I'll wait to see if that happens, and will not be holding my breath. But anyways, that's that. And then I went back in yesterday. I got Rabbi Dan to come and sing to her yesterday, which was so nice of him, and we had a very nice visit with him. She was pretty out of it, but I think she still enjoyed it. And I then got a phone call, and I got a message when I left there, and it was from the state. Believe it or not, they finally called. Only took a month. And so I ended up talking to this woman, and unfortunately she said that they can only deal with the complaint that I sent. Nothing past that, which is very upsetting because there's so much more that has happened since the initial complaint, and I had no idea I was supposed to keep sending in more complaints after every single thing. Anyways, she says she's going to be making a visit, and she will see what she can do, but she's not sure there will be enough based on the guidelines of what can be, which is, they have these, it's very complicated. They have these guidelines, I guess, that it has to fall under certain criteria to be able to have any kind of consequences from the state. I still think there's enough there. I Googled it and found a list, but anyways, I don't know. I'm not as hopeful that this is actually going to help me in the long run. She told me to call the ombudsman, which I didn't now, so I'm not going to have to do that. And if that wasn't hard enough, this is the real kicker here. I got a letter in the mail on Tuesday from Medicaid saying that they have denied her renewal, if you can believe that, based on the fact she doesn't qualify for long-term care. Well, she's been in long-term care for going on 3 years now, so I had no idea how the hell this could even happen. So anyways, I called the lady that helped me get it. She ran an inquiry and found out it's a mistake, which of course I'm the lucky one that got the mistake. So now it's a matter of being able to fix it before January 31st when they claim that the coverage will be done. So I sent an email this morning to the business office, and that is what I was told to do. So let's hope that can get fixed quickly. But anyways, insane. It's just insane that all of this continues. It really should not be this hard. And, it's really wearing on me. I had 2 horrible migraines this week. One yesterday, it was so bad. I was really barely functioning. And on top of that, they did something to my back, to the right side of my back and body. I coughed on Monday night, and I thought I was going to die. So that's fine. Anyways, caregivers out there, you know how it is. It's really very difficult. And so, I see you. My heart goes out to you. Anyways, we keep going one day at a time. Number 4, Etsy. Problems there too. Joy, oh joy. They sided with the buyer that was giving me all the problems. Made me give her back her money. I asked her to send the banner back, to which she refused unless I sent her a prepaid label, which I said absolutely not. And so I'm just done with her. I'm just moving on. Karma's a bitch. So, people like that, horrible. Anyways, but gratitude. I do still have sales coming in, so that's a good thing, just as long as physically I have the ability to do them. So I am grateful for the business. I did go to open mic night this week with Senior Planet, and I played in a wonderful song I just discovered called Better. Better Times Will Come from It was written by Janice Ian during COVID in honor of her friend, John Pride, who had died of COVID. It's an amazing song, and it is even more relevant today. And I put it up on my Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, so check it out. I mean, don't look at me, I don't look good, but listen to the song, because it's very moving, and it really spoke to me, and I hope it speaks to you too. And then I just have not been able to do much with art, but I did finally finish a page in the Coco Wyo's Cozy Cuties coloring book this week, so I'm going to post that soon. That was alcohol markers. Okay, sorry, that's been a lot. It's been a week. Anyways, number 5, let's end with some prayer. Please say a prayer for me that my back can feel better, the side, my ribs, whatever it is, like I can cough without being in horrible pain would be nice. And then, of course, my friends Josh, Julie, Bobby, Rivka, Rada, Rabbi Katie, who had surgery this week, Michelle and her sister, and anybody else that is in need of prayer, please let me know. I hope I didn't forget anybody. And then let's just end with another prayer from Maria Shriver Sunday Paper. Hang on one sec. Let me get it. Okay. Dear God, may we move through this year with grace, offering it freely to ourselves and to one another, and rising together in kindness, courage, and love. Amen. So I hope something I said was an encouragement to you. If you're in need of prayer, please let me know. I hope you guys find some joy this weekend somewhere. And Shabbat Shalom.